the one everyone calls first, the one who fixes things, the one quietly relied on to lend money without ever being asked twice. Everyone in the family describes him simply as responsible, as though this quality arrived fully formed, an inherent natural trait he was simply born carrying. Carl Jung's understanding of a role assigned in childhood becoming permanently, quietly fused with an entire identity, offers a precise explanation for why this specific pattern was never really about natural temperament at all. A specific, considerable weight gets placed on the eldest child in many families, particularly when a father is absent, struggling, or simply unavailable in some genuine, significant way. And this weight arrives considerably before that child has any actual meaningful choice in the matter. The specific responsibilities look, from the outside, like admirable, natural maturity, but what is actually happening is a boy being handed a man's genuine worries considerably before he has finished being a boy himself. And this exact arrangement, however unintentional, rarely comes with any clear later moment where those worries could actually legitimately be handed back. Jung's understanding adds a genuinely useful, deeper layer to why this specific role becomes so thoroughly, permanently fused with identity itself. He believed a persona assumed early enough and reinforced consistently enough by genuine, ongoing family need does not remain simply a role a person plays. It becomes gradually indistinguishable from who that person actually believes themselves to be, and a boy who spent his entire formative childhood being the reliable one rarely reaches adulthood with any genuine clear permission to simply stop, since the family's actual ongoing need for exactly this role never really announced any specific date it was supposed to end. This explains why this particular man, now genuinely an adult, continues fixing things, continues lending money, continues answering the phone first every single time, not necessarily because he still consciously actively chooses this role, but because the actual persona built around it has never received clear explicit permission to genuinely retire. The considerable weight simply continues, quietly, because nobody, including the man himself, ever formally, honestly named that it was ever actually optional in the first place. Here is what makes this understanding genuinely important, rather than simply a sympathetic observation. This specific pattern often produces a genuine, considerable cost that goes largely unnamed. A man who has spent his entire adult life being reliably strong for everyone else, while rarely, if ever, receiving genuine permission to be the one who is actually, occasionally, struggling himself. The family's genuine gratitude for his reliability, however sincere, does not automatically translate into any real active invitation for him to set the role down when he genuinely needs to. Here is what actually helps in working with this understanding directly. If you recognize this specific pattern in your own life, it helps to name the actual weight honestly, even privately, recognizing that being handed this role early was never genuinely the same thing as freely, consciously choosing it, since this distinction alone offers real, useful permission to begin, gradually, questioning whether the role still genuinely fits the adult you have actually become. There is a second thing worth practicing directly. It helps to actually test, in a genuinely low-stakes moment, allowing someone else in the family to handle a small problem you would ordinarily, automatically fix yourself, observing directly that the family genuinely survives this small deliberate experiment, since this real felt evidence gradually loosens a persona that has never actually been given permission to relax before. There is a third, genuinely important piece worth naming. If you are a family member who has relied on this specific man for considerable time, it helps to actually ask him directly how he himself is genuinely doing, rather than simply continuing to call him first with every new problem, since this small deliberate shift offers exactly the kind of reciprocal care his own role has rarely, if ever, received in return. If you recognize this specific pattern of being the one everyone calls first, hear this clearly. This was never simple, natural responsibility you happen to be born with. According to Jung's understanding, it very often reflects a role assigned considerably too early, one that fused permanently with your entire identity before you ever had genuine conscious choice in the matter. And this deserves honest, patient examination rather than continued automatic performance. Think honestly about your own family. and consider whether the specific weight you carry was ever genuinely, consciously chosen, or whether it was simply handed to you early enough that choosing it never actually felt like an option at all. Right below the single word for what you suspect you have never actually been given genuine permission to hand back. Naming it honestly and testing, in a small deliberate way, whether the family genuinely survives without your constant automatic intervention is the real and practical way you begin discovering whether this role still genuinely deserves the weight you have always quietly given it. There is a final piece worth naming, since it offers real practical hope beyond simply naming an old unexamined burden. Setting this specific role down, even partially, does not require abandoning genuine care for your family, which remains real and valuable. It requires simply gradually building a version of that care that does not require you to remain permanently, singularly indispensable, allowing other people the genuine chance to step forward, and allowing yourself, finally, the genuine chance to occasionally be the one who needs something too. Because becoming the second father as the eldest son was never, according to Carl Jung's understanding, simple responsibility by nature. It was a role assumed considerably too early, one that fused permanently with an entire identity long before genuine conscious choice was ever actually possible, and understanding this honestly was always more accurate than continuing to mistake it for something you were simply naturally born to be.